Hi, I'm Gary Baumgarten. Many of you know me as Reporter Gary. And my job causes for me to delve very deeply into the very important stories of every single day. And sometimes I kind of get tired of hearing about impeachment and Joe Biden and Ukraine and Russia and all this other stuff. I mean, it's important. It has to be covered, of course. It's the top story of the day, and it probably will remain the top story of the day for some time to come. But after a while, I feel like I need to cover some stories that take a break from that. And I figure you want to hear some of the things that are not quite as weighty as well. So I thought today, based on a couple of stories that we covered overnight, that I would present two of them to you as potential Darwin Award nominees. And you tell me, which one do you think best qualifies? One of them happened in the Bronx, the other in Connecticut. And when I see stories like this, I think, man, we really have taken leave of our senses. And I'm not just talking about what happens in Washington, D.C. I'm talking about what may be happening in our own backyards. Let me take you to the Bronx Zoo, where this woman, if you haven't heard this before, hang on to your hats, climbed over the fence and confronted a lion at the zoo and danced for the lion. Now, of course, obviously, whenever somebody does something like this, somebody else will be there with a camera, and it was all recorded on video. And it's kind of interesting. Luckily for this woman, the lion kind of looks at her like, what the heck are you doing here? Somebody suggested they must have just fed the lion. Good for her. But who in their right mind does something like that? So that's nominee number one. Nominee number two is whoever it was who decided that the rain delay at a Connecticut high school baseball game was taking way too long. At the stadium, at Yankee Stadium, for example, they'll roll out the tarp over the infield. When it starts to rain and after it stops raining, the rain delay is essentially over because they roll up the tarp again and the umpire says play ball. But you don't find that at most high school baseball games. So somebody, another brainiac, decided, well, I know how to dry out the field in a more expeditious manner so we could start playing again. He went out and got more than 20 gallons of gasoline, doused the field with the gasoline, and then, of course, set a match to it, figuring, well, that'll dry out the field. How do you think that worked out? The fire department had to come and put the fire out. And now, the field has been declared a hazmat site, meaning they have to remediate the damage that he did, get rid of the contaminated soil, and there are specific rules to how that's done, and then replace it with fresh soil. So no, the rain delay turned out to be a much longer fire delay, and nobody can even step on that field until that remediation is done. So you tell me, who do you think we should nominate for the Darwin Award? Number one, the lady who jumped into the lion's den? Or number two, the good Samaritan who made a bad decision and set the baseball field on fire? Well, that's it. It's a short one today. So as I always say at the end of our little chats, before I do, I always also say, please subscribe if you haven't. Hit the alarm button so you get notified when the next little chat comes about. Give it a thumbs up if you like it. Give it a thumbs down if you don't. And feel free to write your comments at the bottom, especially your thoughts on which one of these folks deserve the Darwin Award nomination. And until next time, peace out.